it's super sunny, but also still very, very frosty. I'm back on the plot after having a weekend away at Clumber Park in Nottinghamshire. So it's nice to come here this morning and it just be peaceful and quiet. I'm really only here to do another cardboard delivery. Oh, can you see? Some more cardboard down there. I also had more rabbit poop, and my colleagues save coffee grounds for me from the shared kitchen at work, so I collected those yesterday and I brought those down. But otherwise I'm just here to drink my tea, and I bought a slice of cake. I guess I'm rather embracing that January is a quiet month for the gardener, and yeah, other than the sort of covering of the beds, I don't feel like I've got an awful lot to do. One of the things I did do while I was away was finish the perfect plot, starting an allotment from scratch. This was a Christmas present from my partner's mom. But yeah, there's lots of things sort of help me think about what I want to do with my plot, how I want it to look. Lots of reassuring things about, you know, leaving some of your plot just with a green manure or something until you get round to it, not feeling pressurized to do everything all at once. It definitely got across the idea of community spirit on the allotment as well. That was really nice. I guess the only thing that didn't resonate with me in here is it's very dig heavy. The plot, or the entire site at Cornworthy is heavy clay, which is kind of what I'm dealing with here. And the advice is dig, 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 and loads of manure. Well, I want to be no dig and veganic, so that advice wasn't so fitting, but everything else was really lovely. I recommend the book. Speaking of no dig, when I was down here a few days ago, there was I've barely seen anybody on here since I got the plot, but there was a guy doing some work a few plots down, so I went and had a chat with him. And in fact, he's got two plots. He's got a vegetable one on one side and a fruit plot on the other side. And he also is part of the committee here, or helps out. So he's a really good person to chat with, and I got quite an insight into the allotment, my neighbours, but also my plot, because I didn't get to meet the guy who had my plot before I did. So I sort of don't really know anything about its history. Anyway, he was able to tell me, oh look, there's somebody. There is somebody here. But he was able to tell me, quite excitingly, that the guy before me had been doing no dig on these beds. So I'm really chuffed with that. You know, I thought I was sort of having to convert all the beds and starting from scratch in that respect, but seemingly not. So that was really pleasing. My other jobs for this month, and I brought my other book that my partner's mom got me for Christmas, and I know this is a super popular book and lots of people have this one, like the month by month allotment. So one of the things that it says for January is to prune your apple trees, apples and pears. And I've got a pear still to go in, an apple to go in here, 2 apples that are already in at home. I think that's it. So they all need looking at, really. I'm not sure all of them need pruning, but I shall look at them and make a decision on it. So that's a job that I need to do. I'm trying not to sow any seeds just yet. It is tempting, but I do have a heated propagator, but I don't have grow lights. So I think the best thing is to wait till February. So I'm holding off for now. But other than that, I don't think there's all that much to do. So yeah, I think I might just do some planning. So I think I will add these coffee grounds to the compost heap. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Oh, in fact, you can see it right here. I have a new water butt. So when the chap was here that I was speaking to the other day, he took me over to where there's an area that's sort of left for people to drop things that they no longer want, and you can take them if you will find them useful. And he mentioned that one of my piping was just sort of dripping into nothing, and that's because the butt that was there had a hole in it. So he took me down there and there was a water butt, and he said, you can have that. So my cousin was here with me and we carried it over, and while we were there we saw a bench. It has mushrooms growing in it, but it's still usable, so we carried that over as well. So I now have a water butt and a bench. So beginning to sort of flesh out the plot, I guess, with little bits and pieces. Infrastructure as opposed to actual plants at the moment. Although we could go check on the garlic. The only thing to check on here. Okay, so coffee grounds, check on the garlic, and then drink my tea and eat my cake, I think. There aren't usually coffee filters in the coffee that they collect, so I'll double check with my colleague that they're compostable, but in the meantime I'll keep those out of the bin. My mum hanging out her back window to wave at me. Says, I can see you filming. So here's the garlic. No, that one looks a bit sad, but otherwise looking good. Any sign of shallots or onions? Not that I can see. The benefit of it being super frosty is that I can actually walk on these grass paths without slipping and sliding everywhere. Just having a little look at the leeks. I think one might be, what do you think, just about harvest. Well, not getting it out of the ground today anyway, so you can have a little bit longer. Here's my new collection of cardboard. Most of it from my sister's work, but she also did give me a heads up that a house on her school run had a massive piece of cardboard outside the house. So this morning on the way to the plot, I took a detour and went and hunted out that house and found that cardboard. It just about fit in the car, so that was good. It's like a cardboard magpie now. Really nice to spend my 11s at the plot. Better go back home now and back to work. But my colleague, and shout outs to Stephen for saving his coffee grounds for me, but he did just text and say the coffee filters are compostable, so I'm just going to add those in before I go.